Hi. We have been talking a lot in our Facebook group about alcohol on a low-carb diet. And Miss Sam, my future sister-in-law, is here with me to talk about alcohol and drinks that you can make. And she's like, when I called her, I said, hey, you want to help me make this video? She's like, what? We're in her kitchen, and so it's a little bit different than what you're used to seeing me do. But we're going to talk about kind of the different adult beverages that you can enjoy when you're on low carb. Now let's talk a little bit about, because several people say you can't have alcohol when you're on low carb. Well, it depends. And the thing you need to know first off is that any of the alcohol that you have is going to go straight to the liver to be metabolized. So it's going to be used first. It can take you out of ketosis, and you do need to enjoy it in moderation. The other thing you need to understand is that once I went keto, alcohol impacts me a lot more than it used to. One glass of wine is usually plenty for me, and I usually have that with a meal. So when you're doing alcohol on a low-carb diet, you want to stick to your just plain liquors, not the flavored alcohol. And so I do have a Bacardi Dark, and I have a tequila. No worm. I couldn't find them with a worm in the bottom. I have some vodka, some Smirnoff, and I'm sure that you all have your favorite flavors. This is just what I have. And I have some Crown, just a whiskey. So whenever you're doing low carb, and we're going to talk about wine in a separate video, so let's not think about that. But whenever you're doing these things, it's usually the mixers that have sugar. So if you look this up, a serving of the alcohol usually has maybe a carb or so. It's not much. Again, don't go the flavored. Notice there's no flavored vodka, there's no flavored rums. Be careful with those. So this is all very plain. But whatever you have to really be careful about are the carbs in the mixers. And some really easy things, people use diet soft drinks. Now, you know that I avoid diet soft drinks because I don't like the aspartame, I don't like those sweeteners, I try to be a purist with it. So when I'm using mixers, just seltzer water, this is a plain seltzer water, and this is LaCroix with lemon flavor. And they have lemon, they have lime, they have different flavors. Those are good for mixers. This is a soft drink, this is a stevia sweetened ginger ale, and it has, have you used stevia, Sam? Sam's a carbivore.
I am.
But she's enjoyed the low carb drinks, but this is ginger ale sweetened with stevia, and they also make it in a soda as well, and I'm not getting the angle right apparently. Anyway, this is great. Ginger ale and a spiced rum makes a really nice mixed drink. And then if you want to use something different too, I don't use the Mio sweeteners, we've talked about that, but Stir is a flavor that has sweetened with stevia, and that's a safe sweetener. The other things tend to stall me, but you could use that with some seltzer water and with a rum or one of your beverages of your choice. But that's too simple. We're not going to do that. We're getting complicated on you. We're going to make low-carb margaritas, a low-carb lemon drop martini, a low-carb mojito, which is my personal favorite, and a low-carb Pina Colada. And Sam's tried these with me, and they're actually pretty tasty.
They're really good.
After we make those kind of summery drinks, we're going to make some chocolate drinks. Hazelnut, we have a hazelnut, and we have White Russian. So we can't wait to show you that. Okay, so we're going to start with making a margarita. And a margarita is something you usually get at a Mexican restaurant, or we would tend to think of that. And when you make them at home, you can often use a mix. So those mixes have icky ingredients. This has no icky ingredients, right, Sam?
Right.
I had never had a margarita made like that before we made this one. Have you?
I haven't.
And what'd you think?
I like that one better than the mix.
Really?
Yeah.
She said she liked that one better than the mix. And it doesn't have sugar. And again, coming from a carbivore, and Sam eats a lot of sugar. And she's so skinny. But I shouldn't say a lot. But yeah, I was pleased that she liked it. We're going to start with just a jigger of tequila. And I have to admit, I don't even know what this holds. Is it an ounce, 2 ounce? What's it hold? David, do you know?
About a shot.
It's a shot. We're going to start with a shot of tequila. And I've been pouring these really short because we're just the only ones here. And I'm making a mess. So I'm sure there's a better way. Y'all are going to comment and tell me there's a better way to do it. But anyway, shot of tequila, whatever your favorite is. The guy at the ABC store told me this was the best, so I'm going to trust him. And then I'm going to add to that 2 tablespoons of lime juice. So this is 2 tablespoons. You can use fresh. We're taking a shortcut here. It's 2 tablespoons of lime juice. And it was strong, but it was
good.
Yeah, it was fine. And while I'm doing this, Sam's gonna she's gonna rim a glass. We had not done this before either. We're using Celtic sea salt to rim the glass. Now, a good margarita has, oh, you're doing a good job with that. A good margarita has triple sec. Triple sec has sugar, so we're not using that. Instead, we're going to use orange extract. And we're going to use about 1/8 teaspoon. You can use a little more than that if you'd like. But this is just orange extract that you get at the grocery store. In fact, it's at most any grocery store. Simple orange extract. We're going to add that in. And then we're going to add sweetener. Now do this to your taste. If I had my sucrin fiber syrup clear, which you haven't tried, I would be using that. I've got my liquid sucralose. Use your preferred sweetener. If you're using granulated, just make sure it mixes well. We found that about 10 drops was perfect for this. And 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Sam's going to do the honors there. You did a great job with that.
David taught us well.
And my brother, Sam's fiance, is at work. And so he's going to come home. He thought we were going to make a cooking video. He's excited about dinner. And he said, what are you going to make? And we said, we're going to make mixed drinks. And he said, you're going to do what? So he's going to come home and be just shocked. That looks really good.
It does.
All right, should we give him a try?
Yeah.
Okay. These are our margaritas. Cheers.
That's good. And with the salt too.
The salt really makes it. I think I can handle this at a Super Bowl party.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
It's good. It is stronger than what I'm used to. Not quite as sweet. Put the sweetener to your taste, but it's really good. That's a margarita. All right, let's make a lemon drop martini. I've never even had one of these. Had you?
No, not a lemon drop one.
But somebody asked for it, and so we decided to do it. So we think it's good. We're going to start with a shot of vodka. And again, we've got just smeared off. And there's already ice in here. So we're going to pour it over ice, but we'll serve it without the ice. And so there's just I'm glad I didn't spill that. There was a drop, one drop. We're going to put a shot of Smirnoff. And then we're going to do lemon juice. Now, you can use 1.5 to 2 tablespoons, but when we used 2, we thought it was kind of strong on lemon. And so we're going to use, and again, you can use fresh lemon juice. We're taking it easy way because we've been making a lot of drinks this afternoon. I think we could have a future in bartending. What do you think?
Teach our own classes, have a keto.
Oops. That's about 1.5, a little more than 1.5. A little bit. Okay, so there's the lemon juice. So we simply put the vodka, the lemon juice, and then we found it was really good if we put about 1/8 teaspoon of vanilla. I know that sounds strange, but it gave it a nice mellow
It kind of
flavor.
masks the lemon if you're not very for like the sour kind of taste. It was nice.
It was nice, and that's optional. And it's just a drop or 2 of that. And then we're going to put our sweetener, and we found about 8 drops was enough for this. And so the sweetener we have varied. We put 10 drops in the margarita. We're just putting 8 in this, and it's varied by what we're making. But again, sweeten to your taste. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And there we go. Now Sam's turn. And we don't have a lot of glasses. And so we're kind of making do that. This is our lemon drop martini in a martini glass. I'm going to put a lemon in there. Put a lemon juice. And we'll just pour it over. It's so pretty. Oh. And you can see where we tasted this. That one's a little higher.
Oh, yeah.
Let's give this a try. Lemon drop martini.
That's good.
It's
And the
still
vanilla makes it perfect.
The vanilla does add on. It's still my favorite, I think.
Yeah.
You know, Sam and Tony are getting married in just a few months, so we'll be all kinds of cocktails that we can play with before the wedding.
We can have you bartend.
Hey, I don't know if you can put a for me or not. We're going to make my favorite next, a mojito. This is a sugar-free mojito. It's my favorite. I grow mint in my yard, and so if you don't have mint growing in your yard, you can get it from the grocery store. It's super easy to grow. If you haven't grown it, it'll take over the yard, but you can buy it at the grocery store, or you can use a mint extract. But this is a mojito, and it's one of my personal favorites because I just really love rum. Okay, so how do we make that? I'm using Bacardi Dark because I have it on a trip to Puerto Rico over 1.5 years ago. So you can see how much we've had of it. You can use white Bacardi, use whatever your favorite is. I'm going to mix it in this, and then we'll pour it over ice. So basically I'm going to take just a shot of Bacardi, And again, this is Bacardi Dark. Use your favorite. I don't like spiced rum. I don't think that would be good with a mojito. And this is something you can often order out if they have fresh mint, and just take your own sweetener and use that. Okay, and so I use that. I'm going to use for the lime, actually, I'm going to use a combination. We've got the fresh lime, so I'm going to squeeze this in, if I can. It's a hard lime. And you want to squeeze another one in, Sam?
Do we have another one?
Cut. There should be. Got a couple of limes. And we're just going to squeeze at least half a lime. And then I'm going to add maybe a half tablespoon of lime juice. You can put a whole lime. I love the fresh lime. I just didn't know, like I said, I'm not in my own kitchen, and I brought stuff, and so I didn't know what. So about let's say the juice of 1 lime, or 2 tablespoons if you're using this instead of fresh lime. And then we're going to put the mint in. And this is probably 2 tablespoons of crushed mint leaves. And I love the mint. Now, I don't have a muddler, so we're using a really fancy spoon. And to get the mint flavor, you just want to crush it. And you can crush it before you put the alcohol in. I usually crush it while it's in there. And in my mind, you can't put enough mint. Yeah. So if it was another tablespoon or so, it wouldn't hurt nothing. And you get a little more lime flavor as you put it in there too. So I don't know why I got started on mojitos, but I love them. All right, you want to crush? I'll let you crush a minute, and I'll put sweetener in. What we found when we did the mojito, we found about 8 drops of Easy Sweets was fine with it. So I'll add that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And again, use it to your taste. My hands smell so good. They smell like mint and lime. Okay. And so once we get that all muddled together, and you can do this a couple of ways. If you don't mind the mint kind of floating around in your drink, then you want to use the back of the spoon and pour it into the ice. If you're okay with all that being in your drink, then just dump it all in. You want to? Okay. And I'm going to, actually, I just dump it all in. That's just how I roll. Okay. In fact, I probably would scoop that out. Now, you've got that. Take your seltzer water. There's no sweetener in this. It's just carbonated water is all we're doing. And I'm going to fill it up. And if you have it refrigerated, obviously it doesn't kill the ice as much. And that's it. Give it a stir. And then you have a sugar-free mojito. We got to try this one too, right? Okay. Ready? Cheers. We have to do that for good luck, right?
Oh, that's good.
That's my favorite.
Yeah.
The mint, the lime, it's fresh. It reminds me of summer.
Oh, yeah. I would add like fruit or something, maybe raspberries or...
Right. Yeah, a few berries are fairly low carb.
Oh, yeah.
We put blueberries in there. But yeah, raspberries are good. Cranberries. And we've done it at Christmas with cranberries. It's really good. All right. Sugar-free mojitos. So Pina Colada is next, and you're probably asking how on earth do you make a low-carb Pina Colada when you don't have all that fruit? And Mila has joined us, by the way. Mila is a greyhound, and she thinks she's the size of a Morkie. So if you see a head pop up, it's Mila. She just whacked me up with her tail. Okay, so a low-carb Pina Colada. We're going to start again with our rum, and so we'll just do a shot of rum, and Sam's going to add that. And then we're going to use a combination of extracts to take the place of the fruit. And trust me, we've made this. Sam actually said this was her favorite of everything we've made so far. So she's going to do a shot of that. And in addition to that, I'm going to use my notes to cheat. I have an orange extract. So here's my orange extract. And I'm using just 1/4 teaspoon of orange extract. I hope you guys can find these easily in your local grocers. It's usually in the baked good aisles. Orange, and then strawberry. And the strawberry I did order on Amazon, so I don't know if it's as easy to find or not. But here's 1/4 teaspoon of strawberry. Okay. And then we're going to put in 1/4 teaspoon, if not a little more, of coconut extract. So this is coconut extract. It's really good. Little more, couple extra drops. The coconut flavor is really what makes the Pina Colada. And then, Sam, if you wanted the sweetener, what we said with this was 10 drops of Easy Sweets was what made it good. And we're going to put a couple drops of lime juice. And this is just maybe 2 or 3 drops of lime juice. Have you had Easy Sweets before?
When we had coffee that day.
Okay. I love the Easy Sweets. The liquid sucralose and fiber syrup clear would be perfect, but I did not have that with me. And I'm just putting just a few drops of lime juice in it. And this is, believe it or not, this is kind of a secret thing. This is vanilla extract, and it makes it really yummy. Because we tried it with and we tried it without. And I just put 1/8 of a teaspoon, and I have a 1/4 teaspoon measure. So I'm just putting about half of this measure, and literally it's just 2 or 3 drops, not much at all. And then we're going to put, I think we put some seltzer water last time, but we also have coconut milk. And so we're going to put coconut milk, and we'll just top it a little bit. I'm probably using, and you could use coconut cream if you wanted it really thick. You could use heavy cream. When you get your coconut milk, make sure it doesn't have any added sugars. You want to make sure you get the good stuff. And I put maybe 4 or 5 ounces. Give it a stir, and that's it. You're going to have a really good Pina Colada here. So, one more drink. Are we ready to try one more drink? Okay. Cheers. I love the coconut flavor.
This one's
Your
my favorite. Yep.
We don't have a pineapple extract. If I had pineapple, we'd throw that in too.
Oh, yeah.
But the coconut cream or coconut milk makes it tasty. Really, really good. Okay, let's switch gears and go from kind of our fruity summery drinks to more of our chocolate-based drinks. Now it's time for a White Russian. We should have done this over 3 or 4 afternoons, I think, instead of one.
You're ready for a nap.
Kahlua is something that people really love, and they can put it in their coffee, or you can pour it over ice with some cream and make a White Russian. We've made a low-carb White Russian, but we didn't use this. So I'm going to slide that out of the way. This is really kind of tasty. Did you like it?
I did like it.
Okay.
I'm not big on chocolate, but I did like it.
If I was at home, I would probably use this stevia sweetened chocolate because it's so easy and it's like a chocolate syrup. But I know a lot of people don't have this at home, so we're not going to use that. If you have it, it's a really good option. We're going to start with cocoa powder, which is pretty easy to find. And so to make the White Russian, I did basically 2 tablespoons of cocoa powder. And I do heaping tablespoons, so probably is more than that. That's a piece of mint. Okay. Well, minty chocolate. So yeah, that's probably more like 3 tablespoons. And after I put the chocolate in, then I put a jigger of vodka. And so we're using vodka. And I put in about a teaspoon, make sure I'm doing the right one, of coffee. This is a 1/2 teaspoon measure, so I'll put it in twice. So this is just granulated coffee. So we've got our alcohol, we've got coffee, and we're going to add a little vanilla to it. And this is just like a 1/4 teaspoon of vanilla. And if you have salt, we can add a little salt. That intensifies the flavor. You could also add a little cinnamon. You don't have to. Those are optional. So we'll give it a stir around. And cocoa powder, have you ever tried to mix just cocoa powder with water, Sam?
It's pretty heavy.
Yeah, it's hard to mix.
Yeah.
Like the powder floats, the oil, the fat, and the cocoa powder makes it just float. But it mixes really well with alcohol. With the, what is that? Vodka. Yeah, we've done too many of these. Okay. We're going to also add sweetener. And if you don't mind doing the sweetener, I'll stir.
Yep.
We use 12 drops of sweetener. And what we have, while Sam adds that, we just have a cup of ice. And it's perfect. I just went 12. This is mixing right up. Really smooth. Yeah, you got the 12?
Yep.
And so we're going to add some cream. And now I'm using heavy cream. You can use coconut milk if you want, or coconut cream if you're dairy free. You can use almond milk to make it a little more thin. And once I get this kind of mixed up, we'll pour it over ice. I'm going to put more cream. And again, you could use a combination. I probably, if I was home, would use a combination of almond milk and heavy cream so that it wouldn't be quite so thick. And we put, yeah, ooh, I put a little water too in that one to thin it some, and it's been sitting in ice for a little bit. We don't have a good way to garnish this, do we?
No, but you said cinnamon, so maybe we could do like cinnamon on the top at some point.
That's a good idea. Do some whipped cream. If we had my little whipped cream canister, we could do some whipped cream. And this I'm going to pour. It's still really thick, but I'm going to pour it over that. And let's thin it down with some coconut cream or coconut milk. And I don't know how I got that one as thin as I did, actually. Just keep stirring. Yeah. Oh man, it smells good. Can you smell it?
It does smell really good.
And I'll try to add the rest of that. This is, we love White Russians. We would go snow skiing, and I didn't ski. So if you're not skiing, what else should you do, right? So that's all of our mix. And we, if you had a taller glass, you could thin it a little more. Okay. Which one you want to try? The known one or this one? Okay. And I will, as always, put the written recipe in the video description so you don't have to try to keep up with what we're mixing. All right, let's give it a try. Ready?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's good.
It is so good.
And I don't even like chocolate.
That's right, you don't like chocolate. I've forgotten that. I'm going to put a little more cream in this. Keep playing with it and get it to how you want, but it is super, super good.
I think we might have added the whipping cream after, like added the milk first.
I think we did.
Yeah.
And actually, that's right. We didn't have whipping cream yet. We had to send David to the store, and that actually has 1% milk, which is what they had in their fridge. So anyway, that's what it was. So definitely we'll have to adjust the recipe for almond milk or coconut cream with the heavy cream. That's really good.
It is good.
Really strong and chocolatey. All right, that's a White Russian. The things I will not do for you people. We're on to our 6th cocktail. Okay, last one, hazelnut. My husband loves hazelnut. And so we're going to make a hazelnut liqueur, or actually not a hazelnut liqueur, a hazelnut flavored drink. Okay, so we're starting with 2 tablespoons of water, just plain water. And Sam's going to add a shot of Crown Royal. So we're using whiskey. You can use whiskey or you can use vodka. Use whatever you have. And to that, I'm going to add my 2 heaping tablespoons of cocoa powder. Okay. And if you have a different chocolate, you can use that. All right, we're going to mix that up. And, whoops, sorry, that was loud. And the alcohol will help it mix with the water. So while I'm mixing this, Sam, if you want to add the sweetener, I think we said 12 drops. Cocoa powder requires more sweetener than not, and the water helps thin it a little bit. And this is what we made. This is our hazelnut drink. And probably if I was at home, I would put this in a taller glass and pour it over ice and just sip on it. It really is a great sipping drink. Now we've increased the carbs in this because we've added the cocoa powder, so don't forget that. We're also increasing the carbs because of the heavy cream. Yum.
I think this would make like a nice dessert drink or like after dinner drink.
And you know, you could even take this and mix it with coffee. And have it as like a coffee drink. I'm going to let you work on stirring that. I'm going to add, this is some hazelnut extract. We haven't added this, right?
No. 6 drink, I don't know.
Okay. This is a 1/4 teaspoon. This is the half. Okay. Half of a teaspoon of hazelnut extract. Hazelnut extract is also really easy to buy. We love this stuff. I make a great set of cookies with hazelnut extract and hazelnut oil. It's really yummy. And I'm going to add some vanilla, just a little bit of vanilla, not even quite a 1/4 teaspoon of vanilla. And you can see this is much more thin than what we were working with the White Russian. Okay, so when we get ready, and we're going to use a combination of the coconut milk, like reach over you, and the heavy cream, because heavy cream does have carbs. So I'm going to put about 1/3 of the glass with heavy cream, and I'm going to use the coconut milk and use almond milk if you prefer that. I don't think it has a strong taste, but some people don't care for it. It just is going to thin it out some. And then we're going to mix. You got it?
Oh,
looks good.
put that in.
And this is just our hazelnut drink. Let me get. We have taken over the kitchen here. Don't want you to get your sleeve in that chocolate. Oh, it looks so good. And you know, you could serve it all swirled like that, or you could finish mixing it in. Sam, I've enjoyed just doing this with you.
It's been a blast.
We're both a little worried about my mom seeing us do this video, so we'll have to hide it from my mom. Okay. Okay, this is the last one, and I really don't have it in me to try one more. So I'm going to invite David. He's been playing cameraman. I'm going to invite him to come. He loves hazelnut, so it's just perfect for him to give this a try. All right. Tell us what you think, cameraman.
Cheers. Oh, that's so good.
It reminds me of Nutella.
It reminds you of Nutella.
Yeah.
That
Smells
one-
like a Nutella drink.
I'm not sure that's sweet enough. I'd probably put a couple more drops of sweetener in there. It's very chocolatey, so you could go lower on the chocolate. And again, I would probably pour over ice,
It
just
needs
to
to
kind
be
of,
over ice. It needs to be cold.
yeah, definitely over ice. We hope that you have enjoyed the low carb cocktails with us. Mila has enjoyed that with us. And that if you try these, that you will drink in moderation. Make sure that you know, like I said, the alcohol is going straight to your liver to be metabolized. It's a big dog. I'm not staggering. And like I said, as your blood glucose, if it drops and you get the munchies, eat the pork rinds, eat the bacon. Stay away from the tortilla chips. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed them.